I keep saying that I have introduced the essence of democracy. Why do I say that? Because we introduced the third tier of government. It was never there. We have empowered the people of Pakistan through the local government system. Number two, we have empowered the women of Pakistan by giving them reserved seats as well as if they want to contest against men. We have empowered the minorities of Pakistan by giving them a joint electorate as well as reserved seats. So this is the essence of democracy.
The essence of democracy is a set of democratic institutions, some of which you have destroyed in Pakistan. You fired the entire judiciary and closed down a number of significant media outlets. So when you talk about running a democracy that has never been freer in Pakistan, that's simply not true, sir, is it?
No, that's not the case. Yes, indeed. There are about 4 or 5 personalities who actually were inciting the people of Pakistan to agitation. Now we cannot have this. And agitation in Pakistan really is not placard carrying 50,000 people and they go up back and the streets are very clean like in Europe or London or anywhere. If you read our newspapers and see our talk shows, I think 75% is negative, is against me, against the government, against whatever is happening.
So you close them down?
No, they are all open. They are all open. I closed them down, yes indeed, for a few days because they were, number one, inciting agitation, some of them. Number two, that they were not showing responsibility towards terrorism and extremism.
I want to talk to you about the investigation into the death of the former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto. But let me just push this point. You have already dismissed a Supreme Court that may have ruled against your presidency. Couple that with a Gallup poll that says that most Pakistanis think your government is behind Bhutto's death. What mandate at this point do you have?
Gallup polls. You can have a Gallup poll in Pakistan which will say 90% on one side, and you can have a Gallup poll which will say 90% on the other side. I don't give much credence to Gallup polls in Pakistan at all.
What about your mandate? What do you think it is at this point?
The mandate has been given. Why doesn't anyone in the world, why doesn't the West, which is supposed to be civilized, understand things, they believe in democracy, why don't they understand that we are maybe a developing country, we have our laws, we believe in constitution, we know how to run government, we are not such clueless people who don't know how to run countries, we have our own brains. Unfortunately, there is a degree of, may I say, intellectual arrogance that I see in the West, which thinks that these developing countries are some kind of people who don't know how to govern, they don't understand anything.
Benazir Bhutto's widow, who I spoke to recently, has suggested that there is no prospect of free and fair elections in February, parliamentary elections we're talking about here in Pakistan. He says that they will be rigged and that they will be fiddled. Will they? Can you ensure free and fair elections?
Totally wrong, totally absurd.
What do you say to him when he says things like that?
This is the culture that they have been following themselves, always. But this is the culture that I've changed. It's a new culture that we've introduced. The bugs that were there in the system have been removed. By who? By me, by our government. We've removed the bugs. There has not been any delimitation of constituencies because there used to be gerrymandering and that. There have been the problem of results not being announced at the returning officer. We have amended the law that it will be announced there. The electoral rolls have been put on the internet and posted and notified. The polling stations have been notified and put on the internet. All these were bugs in the system which we have removed, and it will be very fair.
Last question to you. Are you backtracking on your commitment to fighting terrorism?
I'm not fighting for anyone. I'm fighting for Pakistan. So why would I backtrack? It's in the interest of Pakistan, and which I am doing. Again, the misperception is as if I'm doing something for United States or the West. We are fighting for Pakistan, and the West must know the success or failure in Pakistan will have an impact in the streets of Europe. So therefore, we have to be together to fight terrorism and extremism. Don't create such misperception that we are backtracking. We are following a multi-pronged strategy, military, political, socio-economic, and we are doing very well.